Hello, friend. Good morning. In the last lecture, we have seen the evolution of banking in Europe and in the world in England. Before that, we have discussed the evolution of word bank, how a bank as a word evolved. We have seen the word bank derived from bankers, banku, bank. Uh, then we have seen in different languages how the meaning of bank changed according to time period and in different languages. We have seen the early history of banking in Europe also. Before Christ, Babylonians had developed banking systems. Then Temple Bank, we have discussed Ephesus and Delphi, the famous temples used for banking business. Then we have also studied the history of banking in the Athens city, Greece, then ancient Rome. Then some bank use similar instruments, drafts, checks. In the Roman, we have seen that the taxes collected by banks, that is, banks worked on behalf of government. Then some of bank perform central banking functions. Then we have discussed in the last lecture the ancestor of modern banks, that is Goldsmith and moneylender were the ancestors of modern banks. Jews started banking business in 12th century, and history of earlier banks established in Europe. In the last lecture, we have seen all these things. Then evolution of banking in England. Goldsmith were the ancestor of banking business in England. They had a they had used safe vault like modern times. They had started giving acknowledgement for valuable things, and these receipts started exchanged. Then this was the starting of modern checks and drafts, etc. So later on we have discussed how modern and organized banking spread, public sector bank, then how King Charles II crisis happened, and establishment of Bank of England in 1694. And it was the establishment of Bank of England was the starting of modern central banking. And we have adopted in India also, we have adopted the model of Reserve Bank of India from Bank of England. Now today in this lecture, let us start from the evolution of banking in India. So banking practices in early or in Vedic period uh, were present in India. The most crude in the most crude form. As early as Vedic period, many lending was common practices in India with ancient people. The Puranas and ancient books, really some religious books, mention about money changing and money lending activities also. Many of them contain reference regarding deposit policy and loans, the rate of interest. The famous economics book that is called Kautilya's Arthashastra, before Christ 200 years ago, Kautilya was there. So Kautilya had written Arthashastra, also speaks extensively about banking practices in ancient India. Banking banking in 17th century. India had trade relations with most of the countries of the world to facilitate trade. There was the need of some banking activities, facilities, and traditional Indian banker. That is, the banking was in the very crude form, provided the facilities for trade finance and some trade facilities. These bankers are known as indigenous bankers. So they were not as organized as we can see today. So they were just we called it indigenous bankers, and they were forerunner of modern banking institutions. So let us discuss now evolution of modern banking in India. How modern banks evolved in India. The origin of modern banking in India started when first joint stock bank, the Hindustan Bank, was started in 1770. This bank was started by the English agency house of Alexander and Company in Calcutta. The bank was, however, closed up in 1832. So it is closed in 1832. Then the government established presidency banks. The real growth of modern commercial banking began in the country when the government was thought about the need for banks in 1806, with the establishment of first presidency bank called Bank of Bengal in Calcutta, because British government was there in Calcutta first. British government was there in first time, means before the other part of India. So Bank of Bengal started in 1806. Then establishment of two other presidency banks, namely the Bank of Bombay in 1840 and Bank of Madras in 1843. Each of these banks, the government had subscribed rupees 3 lakhs to their share capital. These presidency banks was enjoyed some type of monopoly of government banking. So these were under the British government. They were also given the right of note issue in 1823. So in 1823 only the Bank of Bengal was there. Bank of Bombay Bank of Bombay and Bank of Madras were established later on in 1840 and 1843. So in 1823 Bank of Bengal given the right of note issue also, which was, however, withdrawn in 1862. These three presidency banks continued till 1920. In 1921, they were merged into Imperial Bank of India. So, Imperial Bank of India established in 1921 with the merger of these three presidency banks. Till the end of the 19th century, the number of Indian joint stock banks came into existence, because since that year, the principle of limited liability was first applied into joint stock banks. So, principle of limited liability, you know, all your commerce students. Uh, for instance, the Allahabad Bank was started first in Allahabad in 1865, then Alliance Bank of Shimla in 1875, Audh Commercial Bank in 1889, Punjab National Bank in 1895. Then inspired by Swadeshi movement, several Indians entrepreneurs entered into modern banking business, because at that time the Swadeshi movement called that everything should be from India and everything should be Swadeshi. So many entrepreneurs started banking business. During the boom period of 1906 to 1913, there was a mushroom growth of banks. Many prominent banks also came into existence during this period. There were the Bank of India, established in 1906, Bank of Baroda in 1908, Bank of Canara in 1906, Central Bank of India in 1911. So there was a mushroom growth of many mushroom growth of banking business. So many banks started in this period. Now let us after Imperial Bank of India, there was a Royal Commission, that is we called it Hiltonian Commission, in 1926, appointed by British government to study Indian financial system. And Hiltonian Commission, that is Royal Commission, recommended to establishment of Reserve Bank of India as a central bank. Before that, Imperial Bank of India worked as a central bank for British government. Central bank means the government's main bank, like a Reserve Bank of India. So, but the two important functions of central bank, it is first is to issue note currency, and second work as a bank of government. But Imperial Bank of India just worked as a government bank. The right of note issue was with British government. So Imperial Bank of India worked as a central bank in India. So Royal Commission, Hiltonian Commission in 1926 uh, recommended that Reserve Bank of India should established, and the bill was introduced in the parliament, but it is could not passed. And in 1933, Central Banking Inquiry Committee was established, and Central Banking Inquiry Committee again recommended that Reserve Bank of India should be established as a central bank in India. And again in 1934, again fresh bill of establishment Reserve Bank of India Act introduced in Parliament, and it is passed, and Reserve Bank of India started. The Reserve Bank of India Act passed in 1934, and the Reserve Bank of India established in 1935. In 1949, Banking Regulation Act also passed. In the same year, Reserve Bank of India was nationalized. In What is nationalization? Nationalization means the government acquires whole ownership of that particular institutions by purchasing shares from private individuals. So RBI was also nationalized in 1949. In 1980, in 1969, major 14 banks were nationalized, and in 1980, more 6 banks were nationalized. In 1982, NABARD, the NABARD National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development, established. Before that, the Reserve Bank of India had a separate department for agricultural activities or agricultural finance, but RBI closed this department, and all the work that department done is hand over to NABARD. In 1991, Narsimham Committee appointed for banking sector reforms after LPG model. LPG means liberalization, privatization, and globalization model. At that time, we have adopted major economic reforms. So Narsimham Committee appointed for banking sector reforms. In After 1991, foreign banks also permitted in India. RBI sanctioned license for private banks also. In 1999, Narsimham Committee second was again appointed for banking reforms. Recently, RBI sanctioned licenses for new private banks, like foreign banks, then payment banks, etc. So this was the evolution of banking in India and in Europe. Now let us discuss the what is bank. Actually, we are going to start now. What is bank? The meaning of bank, and definition, formal definitions of bank. So what is bank? So a banking company is defined as a company which transact business of banking in India. So the company which transact business of banking in India, it is called banking company. So uh, let us discuss the formal definition given by Banking Regulation Act 1949. The definition given in section 5b of Banking Regulation Act 1949. So in the section 5b, uh, the Banking Regulation Act says accepting for the purpose of lending or investment of deposit of money from the people, repayable on demand or otherwise, and withdrawable by check, drafts, order or otherwise. It is called a bank. So what are the silent features of these definitions? Banking company must perform both of the essential functions. First is accepting deposit, second is lending or investing the same. If the purpose of accepting of deposit is not to lend or invest, the business will not be called banking business. Keep in mind, I am repeating again, if the purpose of accepting of deposits is not to lend or invest, the business will not be called banking business. So whatever the deposit is there, bank have to lend or invest the same. The phrase a deposit of money from the public is significant. Means the banker accept deposits of money and not anything else. Means the only accept the deposits, not anything else. The word public indicate that the person who is considered as an desirable person, not undesirable person. What is desirable person? Desirable person means which is the correct person by that is legal person, not anything legally debarred person. Like what is undesirable person? That is thief, terrorist, etc. These are the lunatic person, which means unsounded mind person, means which is mad or which don't have the common sense. It is called uh, undesirable person, or so the person should be sound minded. Then next is, this definition also indicate time and option of withdrawal of deposit. So definition gives the time and options, which options can be used to withdraw the deposits which is deposited by public. So there are so many options. For example, check, demand draft, plastic money, net banking, etc. Now it is we can include different apps, UPI for today's modern withdrawable options. So Banking Regulation Act given all these options in the word otherwise, that is check, draft, order or otherwise. So friends, I hope you understood the definition of Banking Regulation Act, evolution of banking in the world, in the India. You can read further it on internet, or I will provide you more. I'm going to provide you notes in the next week. I'm going to provide you more study materials. You can study your own also. And if you have any query, questions, let me know it. Text me or send mail me. So write in the comment box your name and roll number, so that I will get your attendance. Thank you. See you in the next lecture.